What's up, everybody? I'm Scott Bino. Thank you for joining me today. Hope you're doing well. In today's video, we're going to do something a little bit different. It might be a little bit weird. Maybe it's a little bit goofy, but I'm going to do a shootout between arguably the most legendary high gain amp in history. We're talking about the Soldano SLO-100, and I'm going to compare that to the amp on the bottom, which is arguably the most legendary clean solid state amp in history, the Roland JC-120. Now, some of you out there watching right now might be saying to yourself, Scott, you crazy bastard. The distortion channel in the JC-120 is a piece of flaming dog shit. How are you going to compare that to the most legendary high gain amp? It's not fair. It's just not fair. Relax, friends. I'm not going to be doing that because that would be a bloodbath. The Jazz Chorus 120 distortion is a fucking waste of time. I don't know why they bother putting that thing in the amp. But what we're going to do today is actually compare the clean channel of the Soldano SLO-100 to the cleans that you get out of the Jazz Chorus. Now, when I first got this Soldano, I couldn't wait to crank it and just hear that nice, thick, saturated, high gain, overdriven tone. And yeah, it does that. It does it really, really well. But the thing that really surprised me about this amp is how good the clean channel is. So I thought it would be fun to stack it up against the amp that I think has probably one of the greatest clean channels in history, the Roland JC-120, to see how it sounds and stacks up against the Roland in its element. So what we're gonna do today is I'm gonna play a bunch of different guitars, I'll play a few different riffs, and I will go back and forth between these two amps so you can hear the difference. And just a quick note for those that know the Soldano amplifiers, these go to 11. Yes, they go to 11, so halfway, I'm putting all of the EQ to 5.5, not 5, so all of the Soldano EQ, including the power amp side of things, they are going to 5.5, so right down the middle. And then all of the EQ on the Roland Jazz Chorus is set to 5, right down the middle, EQ at 12 o'clock. Sound good? Let's hear some tones. right, folks, so there you have it, my shootout between the clean channel of the Soldano SLO-100 and the Roland Jazz Chorus 120. What did you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear your thoughts and opinions on how this Soldano did. In terms of my opinion, I would say the Roland is still the winner for me. It just has such a phenomenal clean tone. It's really hard to compete with. It's really hard to match. It's just so classic, and I've yet to play an amplifier that I like better in terms of clean tones than the Roland Jazz Chorus 120. But as far as high gain tube amps go, the Soldano SLO-100 clean channel is phenomenal. It's probably one of the best, if not the best clean I've ever personally played on a high gain amp. And for all of you out there that play high gain amps will know that it's not always the case, but most of the time, the clean channel on a high gain amp is a bit of a write-off. It usually sucks, it's not very good. Like I said, not all of them, but a lot of them aren't very good. The Soldano SLO-100 is up there with one of the best. And keep in mind, everything was flat. All of the EQ was flat. The power amp section was flat. You can really warm this thing up if you start to tweak the knobs a little bit, and you can get into some really, really, really nice clean tones. All right, everyone, thank you for joining me today. Really appreciate your time. If you like this video, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, please consider subscribing. I'd really appreciate it. And remember, stay safe and stay heavy and clean. Peace out.